Hello everyone and now welcome to a game between Guagua and Starbuck. This game taking place here on Amazonia. On the bottom left hand side of the map, under 2 times speed, or 8 times speed, we have Guagua spawning as the teal orc. Meanwhile, over here on the top right hand side of the map, we have Starbuck spawning as the orange undead. Well, getting up to the 2-minute mark, let's go ahead and slow things down, get into normal gameplay as we are looking at Starbuck opening up with Death Knight and Crypt Fiends going up against what I assume to be Farseer Grunts, as there is no, well, no War Mill down as of yet. Farseer Grunts using that Lightning Shield very effectively to deal massive damage to the Renegade Wizards, thereby clearing up the creep time. And by being even more efficient with all of that creep time right there, able to deal good bouts of damage while trying to protect the hit points of your own units. Alright, Farseer will be backing up here, picking up some healing salves, getting up to level 2. Meanwhile, the Death Knight off to the north, using that Lone Crypt Fiend while on Blight to try and regenerate some hit points and deal a bit of damage, getting in a Rod of Necromancy to do a bit of damage as well. Alright, game is already underway here. Guagua moving around. It looks as though there was a tome that was dropped. Can't quite tell which one it was. I believe it could be an intelligence, actually. An intelligence tome for the Farseer, a little bit more additional damage, a little bit more mana, and we'll see if that comes into play a bit later. Off to the north, the Death Knight picks up a Tome of Intelligence himself, now sitting on the cusp of level 2, and should have no problems there whatsoever. 311 creep camp will get cleared up by Starbuck here. Lin and Starbuck already on the field with 3 Crypt Fiends. Meanwhile, the army of, Lin Guagua actually relatively small. Only 1 Farseer and 1 Grunt. And this is an oldie but a goodie of a strategy, being able to tech to tier 2 and having a relatively low supply count. Did he actually lose a Grunt? Oh, the Farseer may have actually lost a Grunt there. A little bit of a misstep. This Grunt now being trained up to get back up to 8 supply. And Lin Guagua, nope. Lin Guagua now going to have 1 lone Grunt out on the battlefield. Spirit Wolves still running around. Death Knight may be able to take a lead here in just a moment. Get up to level 3, or get very close to level 3 for that level 2 Death Coil. And then even with going up against level 2 Spirit Wolves and or level 2 Chain Lightning, that 400 hit point heal may just become a little bit too much. Farseer now looks to retreat away. It looks like a little bit of damage is going to get added in. A bash coming across from the Kobold Taskmaster there as the Death Knight now tries to retreat back. Is he going to get bashed in once more? Grunt trying to double back around, and in comes a bit of damage. Here's an army of Crypt Fiends. Skeletal Minions all going to be coming back around. It looks as though the Farseer sees some Skeletal Minions and wants that experience. Not going to be able to get it though, as the Kobold Taskmaster here and now Grunts out onto the battlefield. Lin Guagua in actually a pretty decent spot, able to chase away some of these Crypt Fiends. Death Knight has plenty of mana, going to turn back around, perhaps try to get an engagement here. It's a battle for the experience. Who's going to get it? Both sides battling it up here. Crypt Fiends trying to add in some damage. Death Knight not going to be able to save this Crypt Fiend and gets bashed once more. Level 3 and level 3. So both sides get the kill necessary to get to level 3. Level 2 Spirit Wolves that will be onto the battlefield here in just a moment, as the Death Knight tries to get back onto Blight in order to heal up a little bit of hit points as well. Tech to tier 2 nearly done. Tech to tier 2 already done with a Tauren Chieftain, Raiders, and a War Mill now. Bestiary, with perhaps Raiders, will be coming in just a moment. Kodo Beast also most likely just around the corner as well. Tauren Chieftain, Kodo Beast. With Grunts, a very powerful combination, especially if those Kodo Beasts can dine and dash onto some of those Crypt Fiends with the help of that Speed Scroll. Alright, Death Knight now making its way across over here, but is playing a little bit of a dangerous game. Farseer just outside of sight range, doesn't see that his opponent is nearby, trying to do a little bit of creeping. Belt of Giant Strength now picked up there, as it's looking as a little bit more damage. More Skeletal Minions coming back across, as the Farseer perhaps looking to buy a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. no, is he going to try and creep things out? Not quite sure. As the Tauren Chieftain now comes across this level 2 Tauren Chieftain, units are going to be backing away. Easy pickings as the Tauren Chieftain does have the Endurance Aura. As the Wolves are now going to come in, there's a Death Coil to try and save one Crypt Fiend there. As the Farseer could easily just get that damage onto that Skeletal Warrior for a little bit of damage there. A little bit of divide and conquer, trying to get one Crypt Fiend to push up into a corner, and does exactly that, but it looks like it will still be able to rejoin up. Back down to the south here, Tauren Chieftain looking to clear up the Sasquatch creep camp once more. Lich now out here on the battlefield. Farseer playing a bit of a harassment game. Double backs around, and what was that? Lin Guagua in some serious trouble as a staff of teleportation gonna get him back under everything else. All right, a little bit more dire wolf critical strikes across those units here as the Crypt Fiend, well, tried to blast away that dire wolf, but it looks as though, well, was it resummoned? No, it was. No, yes, they were. They were resummoned. Not enough damage to finish them off. No experience. Well, experience now on the Lich from some of these creeps. Lich with +8 damage, Claws of Attack +5, plus a Mantle of Intelligence. Meanwhile, Death Knight with +8 damage, Belt of Giant Strength, Circlet of Nobility, all working together. Army sizes are about the same, 35 supply compared to 39, as an expansion was trying to be placed down, but it does not look like Lin Guagua will be able to get it. In comes a stomp here, only hitting the Lich, not really hitting the Crypt Fiends, as the Lich now tries to retreat all the way back. There's a Death Coil there, Frost Armor, no Frost Nova, instead Frost Armor first. There is another stomp here, and well, Lin Guagua is absolutely trying to beat up on all of these Crypt Fiends in the back line. Tauren Chieftain getting relatively low on mana, could try and use a Wand of Mana Stealing. There's an Ensnare under the Obsidian statue, a little bit more damage. Wolves are going to be able to finish that off pretty quickly. Wand of Mana Stealing, not used there. Death Knight now down to 57 mana as we see them burrowing and trying to stick their head in the sand. All right, a little bit more action coming back around. Tauren Chieftain still has a little bit of mana. There is a stomp right there. There's a reveal as the Crypt Fiends, well, now trying to retreat back again. All right, new Obsidian statue back out onto the battlefield. Raider could try and go for an ensnare here. Raider could have a little bit of trouble. Death Coil, no. Frost Nova, no, as the skills are not right there or just not quite enough mana. Farseer continuing to push their way through as the Raider does end up getting taken down. Tauren Chieftain has a Wand of Mana Stealing, but it may be on cooldown. Death Knight off into a little bit of trouble. Obsidian statue able to lead the way as the Lich now forced to try and do a little bit of retreating with the Scroll of Town Portal himself. Using this opportunity, Farseer should actually back away to try and give that Tauren Chieftain closer action to level 3. Gonna be just a little bit shy from level 3 there as the Tauren Chieftain picks up some additional items, healing salves, and clarity potions. Moving back off to the north, we're looking at, well, Starbuck doing his best to try and get to level 2, eventually level 3 on that Lich. Not having Frost Nova really took away much of that damage, as we also see an Orb of Corruption now in the inventory of Starbuck. That sudden power spike right there, as we are going into Destroyer form as well. 39/50 supply compared to 41/41. Tauren Chieftain still having plenty of mana, getting up to 210 already. Where are all of these units perhaps going to go? Tauren Chieftain does sit at level 3. Farseer sitting at level 3, now able to make its way off to the north. Double Obsidian Statue, 3 Crypt Fiends, Death Knight, and a Lich. And the units are now in a massive retreat back. Farseer going to be doing a little bit of chase. Tauren Chieftain, Scroll of Speed, trying to catch in on that distance. There goes an Ensnare. There goes Orb of Corruption, damage onto the Raider as a quick Ensnare goes down. Quick Stomp as well to try and put pressure as the ghouls are now making their way over. Low hit point Grunt looks like it will get taken down. Frost Nova finishes it off as a Dark Ranger from Starbuck as the third and final hero. Dark Ranger has Silence as that third ability to try and shut down the Tauren Chieftain if he tries to commit into the fight. Death Knight now at level 4 with level 2 on Holy Aura, able to catch up to that Endurance Aura of the Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftain may try to throw down a stomp here. Are we going to see a silence? No, we are not. Stomping down 6 units there as the Tauren Chieftain now reconsiders his options. Trying to break away. Level 2 stomp doesn't deal that much damage, and the Tauren Chieftain could be in trouble as the Speed of Scroll now being used. Death Knight still trying to chase. There is a potential Death Coil. Potion of Invulnerability was used right there. Beautiful use by Starbuck. Starbuck tried to start the animation for that Potion of Invulnerability, and then cancel, or sorry, for that death coil, and then canceled it midway to try and see if he could bait that potion of invulnerability use. But no baiting there. We saw Lin Guagua purposely wait until the projectile was in the air and then use the potion of invulnerability, thereby dodging, saving that unit. All right, Death Knight needs to save that Dark Ranger ensnare onto an Obsidian Statue. That's going to get taken down. Tome of Intelligence +2. That Farseer dealing upwards of 48 damage only at level 4. So that is actually very high indeed, considering that its base damage is actually, or its average damage might actually be similar to the Death Knight's in terms of damage here. All right, continuing to battle it up there. Destroyer now getting taken down. Lin Guagua absolutely owning this battle so far, as Starbuck has been unable, or actually, no, sorry, Lin Guagua actually losing this fight. Starbuck able to just continually put pressure here. 45 supply compared to 39, as the Shadow Hunter now out here onto the battlefield. All right, the supply count is just making it look a little bit odd, but I think Starbucks actually just trading a bunch of units back at home. Obsidian statues are getting taken down and they're just getting replaced. And now we're looking at a level 4 Farseer, level 3 Tauren Chieftain. The Dark Ranger is sitting at level 2. Chain Lightning continuing to bounce around, and both sides are just fighting back and forth, dealing large bouts of damage at each other. All right, Farseer now making its way back off to the north. Ooh, Death Coil saving that Crypt Fiend, which was so low on hit points. Farseer down to 70 hit points. Will it be able to retreat away? Tauren Chieftain, well, all Scroll of Town portaling back. 36 supply compared to 42. Army levels, hero levels, level 4, level 3, level 1. It looks like there was a little bit of long distance mining, as the expansions have not been set up as of yet. Lin Guagua now making its way back off to the north. We're looking at rune bracers picked up by the Death Knight to help, well, protect against some lightning, some chain lightning damage from that Farseer, as we're going to be going into an engagement here. All right, Farseer going to come across Death Coil. Frost Nova finishes off a Troll Berserker. Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 3. Kodo Beast is in the back here, but Lin Guagua is in trouble. 49 supply compared to 38. More units are still getting trained up back at home, nearing out at maximum no upkeep. Starbuck could be trying to move forward here in just a second. Meanwhile, well, the rock golems, all of these units, are they going to throw a couple of mistimed boulders causing problems? No, nothing like that, as Starbuck able to, well, back up a little bit, also setting up an expansion of his own. During this time, I would have expected Lin Guagua to try and place down an expansion as well. Is he trying to do that? I don't see a tiny Great Hall anywhere, even though we are at Fortress, trying to get that extra bit of gold. And now we see that, well, Starbuck is able to establish up this haunted gold mine off to the north. 14 and a half minutes into the fight here, we are looking at Starbuck finally looking to perhaps consider going into low upkeep, pushing that upper threshold up into 4950 supply. Manual of Health, some other items being dropped behind here. Gauntlets of Ogre Strength +3. Tauren Chieftain now with a little bit more damage, and here we are getting ready for an engagement. Death Knight with that Unholy Aura going to try and chase down here. Dark Ranger in the back. Are we going to see a silence? No real silence. No, there's the silence onto the Tauren Chieftain. Potion of Invulnerability to break it, and now in comes the Stomp. Death Knight continuing this battle here. Healing Wave bouncing around. Tauren Chieftain trying to chase back the other way. Tauren Chieftain unable to close in on that distance, as we're looking at those wolves just getting taken apart here. Tauren Chieftain throws down another Stomp again, maximizing a bit of damage. Death Coil saving that Crypt Fiend once more. Chain Lightning, Scroll of Healing, trying to save more units, as the Crypt Fiend does get taken down. Wolves should end up getting taken down. Death Coil onto last unit there. There goes there goes a Shadow Wolf as well, or a Dire Wolf as well, as the supply counts are fairly even. 40 supply, or 45 supply compared to 47. Obsidian statues continuing this push, but we do see the economic advantage for Starbuck as he is establishing up his, well, necropolis and that haunted gold mine. Lich looking to go for a dangerous creep camp here. Level 4, level 3, level 2. Dark Ranger, and with some well-timed silences, very crucial in preventing the Tauren Chieftain from being able to play his game freely. 50 supply compared to 49. Army sizes pretty much neck and neck, as additional acolytes now being transferred over to this, well, to this haunted gold mine here. Full saturation inbound momentarily as, well, the main bases are nearly mined out with 5 minutes left. With that said, if Lin Guagua is not careful, he may be trying to fight an uphill battle, and we are looking at long distance mining here. This is a bit of an odd spot to be in, doing long distance mining, as we are getting thorium ranged upgrades, so that 2-0 upgrade soon to be online. Ensnare onto the granite golem, a little bit of damage. However, Undead now trying to test the waters off to the north, and a potential creepjack could have been inbound. 14 gold a second compared to 10 gold a second right now, plus however much gold this long distance mining these peons are doing, as somehow we don't see lumber issues for Lin Guagua, even though he only has one peon on that forest line right now. 50 supply compared to 62. Starbuck may be able to build up a large enough army and completely surprise Lin Guagua, who hasn't even really scouted off to the north. All right, tiny Great Hall now being established. This could be the thing that gets Lin Guagua back into this game, as the Tauren Chieftain now retreats back with a potion of invulnerability. So key to be able to land that first stomp, making sure that, well, silence doesn't stop the Tauren Chieftain before the Tauren Chieftain can stomp on those undead spiders. Tiny Great Hall is nearing completion. It is now done. Reveal shows exactly what's going on right there. Meanwhile, Death Knight, Crypt Fiends now making their way back over. There goes another dead wolf once more, as, well, the expansions are currently mining underway. 65 supply compared to 51, now breaking into low upkeep. Both sides trying to fight, forcing an engagement there. Tauren Chieftain now coming across. There's a death coil onto a raider. Are we going to see a stomp? Yes, we are. A little bit of damage. Crypt Fiends now trying to land some critical strikes. Level 4 on that Tauren Chieftain. Level 2 Endurance Aura now coming across, as we could be looking at some more stomps. Chain Lightning, or, well, Tauren Chieftain unable to save that Kodo Beast. Another stomp comes in. Abomination currently stunned. Healing Wave still bouncing around. 54 supply compared to 48, as the black arrows are starting to make their mark and having more dark minions out here onto the battlefield. Tauren Chieftain now trying to retreat back. There goes another Death Coil. Skeletal minions continuing to make their way through, as the Lich does not have Dark Ritual as of yet, instead having Frost Armor. And without Dark Ritual, maybe running low on mana. All right, Death Knight now trying to retreat back. There are so many skeletal or dark minions out here onto the battlefield. Another Crypt Fiend for the save. There goes another Troll Berserker, as the Tauren Chieftain, well, gets silenced once more, unable to play the game that he wants to. 58 supply compared to 44. Lin Guagua could be in trouble, as, well, as Undead starts to get higher up in level. Well, we know the hero nuking potential of the Death Knight Lich, and then, well, the silencing of that Dark Ranger. Granite Golem looks to, or going to try and get cleared out quickly. Is Lin Guagua going to make it its way off to the north in time? That is the question. Spotting all of those units, and here we are. Abomination could end up taking a large amount of damage. Death Coil saves it right there. 400 hit points. There goes another stomp. Chain Lightning finishes it off. Chain Lightning still bouncing around. Silence onto the Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftain may be forced to back around. Has a potion of healing. Uses it. Now going to try and dive on in once more. All right, Tauren Chieftain trying to hide in a little bit of the back here, but that ranged Death Coil Frost Nova, so much damage coming back across, as the Lich on the cusp of level 4. In comes a stomp. Lich currently silenced for a little bit. Obsidian statues trying to heal up those Crypt Fiends, but unable to do exactly that. More skeletal minions finishing off more units, as the Tauren Chieftain looks to back up down to 500 hit points. Shadow Hunter low on mana. Does have a potion of mana, but has no easy way to heal up that Tauren Chieftain aside from that healing wave, and that isn't quite enough hit points as of yet. Potion of Invulnerability and Scroll of Healing is necessary. Going to try and finish off the remainder of this creep camp. No, he is not. Just wants to see if it is still there, as the Lich, Dark Ranger, and Death Knight ready to test the waters once more. All right, doing a little bit of reprieve, fighting at the Goblin Merchant Shop, a little bit of, well, shopping advantage for Lin Guagua, as we're going to be looking at the units trying to engage here. Is the Rock Golem going to try to throw any stones? Here, as we're now going into an engagement here. Frost Nova across the middle line here. Tauren Chieftain, Healing Wave, Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, Stomp, finishing off one Crypt Fiend already. Death Knight unable to save those units, as a Berserker going to get taken down, and now replacing is another Dark Skeletal Minions. Farseer able to get up to level 5. Dire or Shadow Wolves are now going to be summoned out onto the battlefield, and those do deal significant damage against those Crypt Fiends, as they just are not revealed until they are attacking. Tauren Chieftain now looking to retreat back. Death Knight now trying to pull back as well. Still damage pushing back every which way as the Tauren Chieftain looks to take down some more of these skeletal minions, perhaps getting up to level 4 on the Shadow Hunter or level 5 on that Tauren Chieftain. 60 supply compared to 53. Still a back and forth game. Level 4, almost level 5 on that Death Knight. Tauren Chieftain staying at level 4, and it may come down to a potential creep jack, and Starbuck could have a little bit of problem here. The Shadow Wolves acting as a bit of a scout spots all of this. There's the engagement, but the units of Guagua are not engaging until just now. What is going on? What is with this delay? Trying to come across with this army. Perhaps he doesn't feel that the time is right, but well, with those Shadow Wolves, he should have seen exactly what was going on and then tried to dive on in here. A lot of stun, a lot of damage trying to come in across. Death Coil saving that Crypt Fiend there. Tauren Chieftain now trying to back away. Death Knight looking to finish off that Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftain, Scroll of Healing, trying to retreat. Going to be able to retreat. Another healing wave will be necessary. Death Knight should be able to Death Coil Frost Nova, try to finish off some more units. Instead, save some more of his own units instead. Units now running back off to the north. The Shadow Wolves playing their dangerous game, trying to finish off some of those acolytes. Acolytes only 3 of 5 mining, as additional acolytes are going to be needed. Here's that potential creep jack turnaround. Level 4 now on the Shadow Hunter. Tauren Chieftain does have a Helm of Valor, Strength, and Agility. Going to perhaps try to dive on in, but may have been a little bit too committed now, trying to retreat back. There's a stomp. The Tauren Chieftain's going to be in trouble. Is it going to get taken down as he is trying to retreat back? Shadow Hunter healing wave is not on cooldown. Was he waiting for? The Shadow Hunter needs to turn back around and try and healing wave right there, and gets the healing wave down once again. Healing salve once more on that Tauren Chieftain, who is very low on hit points. Kodo Beast trying to dine and dash with a Crypt Fiend in its belly. May not be able to do exactly that. Back away, go into a corner, and now, well, gonna end up easily getting taken down, giving back that Crypt Fiend once more. However, taking the time to run back down to the south, opening up the expansion off to the north here to try and stop these acolytes. And this is going to be significant mining time lost, as we're looking at all of these units getting finished off here. Destroyers are now showing up to the party, and this was just a one-way in, one-way out situation anyways, as the Death Knight is going to try and finish off the Tauren Chieftain. Tries to finish it off, unable to do so, as he was turned into a crab and now backing away again. All right, Guagua currently with 20 gold a second compared to, I believe, 7 gold a second, or maybe 8 gold a second, as Starbuck only has 1 acolyte on this northern gold mine. With that said, though, the army size 55 supply army. There's only 1 acolyte mining off to the north. The main bases are completely gone, so it's not much mining going on whatsoever. Lich, Death Knight now trying to dive on in here. Gonna try and put in a little bit of pressure. Abomination is being digested. That is a big, quick turnaround. Tauren Chieftain throwing down a stomp. Has level 5 Tauren Chieftain. That's gonna be indeed, as level 3 stomp just lasts seemingly forever and a day on these Crypt Fiends. 5-second stun as the Tauren Chieftain needs to buy another potion of healing to try and make its way through. Shadow Hunter now trying to retreat. Shadow Hunter about to get taken down. Is he going to get taken down? No, he is not. Tauren Chieftain may throw down a stomp here. Yes, throws down a stomp once more. Chain Lightning trying to finish things off, but no, not enough units to really take down all of these Crypt Fiends. 43 supply compared to 35 though, and Guagua looks like he has outlasted his opponent Starbuck and should be able to come out ahead, save for a tragic meltdown in his heroes. All right, Guagua trying to retreat away. Tauren Chieftain down to 85 hit points. Crypt Fiends continuing to poke a little bit more of that damage. No real damage left behind, as the Shadow Wolves purposely backed up to try and create a bit of a wall. Tauren Chieftain low on hit points, down to 319. Shadow Hunter, Farseer, Tauren Chieftain all low on stats overall, as the Farseer and, well, trying to quickly heal up once more. Tauren Chieftain may try and hide here in just a moment. Dark Ranger cannot try and dive on in here. A little bit of damage. There's a little bit of damage right there. Tauren Chieftain back up to 700 hit points. Tauren Chieftain may try to throw down a stomp. Does exactly that. Burrow onto some of those units, but 2 of the units did not make it in time. Right, Obsidian Statue is trying to retreat back. Obsidian Statue getting taken down, and Guagua has outlasted his opponent. 44 supply compared to 26. It's not looking good. Potion of Invulnerability, but this is all last-ditch effort to try and save and stay in the game, as the Tauren Chieftain does end up getting taken down. All right, Dark Ranger could be in trouble. Death Knight does have enough. There it is. Farseer could end up, or Lich ends up escaping at 4 hit points, able to get away. There's the ensnare as well, trying to finish things off. Tauren Chieftain and Shadow Hunter have both fallen. Farseer is now sitting at level 6 as well. So a lot of heroes. What is going on here in the final last couple of seconds here? 15 supply compared to 39. Dark Ranger trying to retreat back. Kodo Beast trying to get in a little bit more damage. Death Knight down to 262 hit points. There's the ensnare, and the final ensnare able to give Lin Guagua the victory. Starbuck, well, doing a great job taking down the Tauren Chieftain and the Shadow Hunter in the final moment, but, well, unable to seal the deal, not able to finish off that Farseer or save any of his units. Economy was just in shambles after all of the acolytes were taken out. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.